Yo, what's going on YouTube? In today's video, I'm going to be bringing to you something a little bit different, and this time I'm going to bring to you a tips video on the Extreme Extreme Showdown. Or Showdown Extreme. We know that they just came out. We'll go look at it real quick. They just came out with a new program, and it's the Extreme program. As years past, we had Moments Extreme last year, and in MLB 18 we had Conquest Extreme. This year they did something different. They added Extreme to all the above, and they added it to Showdown, which obviously they implemented Showdown this year. So what they did was one of the missions is going to be Showdown Extreme. The second one is going to be Conquest Extreme, and then the Moments Extreme. So we'll take a look at the player programs, the Lou Gehrig. So basically they added 3 new cards to this program. So you got the Showdown, Conquest, and Moments. Once you beat the Moments, you get 33 points, which will get the 99 MVP Yelich, which we'll be doing a debut on him since I already redeemed him. This card is nasty. Look at that, 110. We see the attributes. We'll talk about him in the debut video. Then, once you finish that, you can do Conquest or Moments. You get another 30. You get 34 points for Conquest and 33 points, I believe, for Moments. Once you finish that, you're going to get the 99 at 65 points. You're going to get the 99 overall. Future Stars Nate Pearson. And we know from a lot of us use the Prospect Series Nate Pearson at the beginning of the year because he has Outlier, which was a new quirk added to this year, where somebody can exceed their max velocity. So if somebody has like a quirk on a fastball at 99, he can exceed the velocity and hit a 102 consistently. Sinker, 95 is the max velocity, but exceed that, and you can actually get the sinker between 99 to 102 sometimes, etc. So, that being said, this Nate Pearson, we did use him at the beginning of the year as a Prospect Series, so now they got the Future Stars for him, and he's pretty dirty. He's got very good per nines, over 100 versus both, and again, you can one thing I didn't mention is you can prestige all these cards, so it does take a lot of stats, though, I will say that. They're kind of absurd, but it is what it is. You can't prestige him at the end of the day. So he's got the same pitches, the 4-seam slider, curveball, changeup, except his per nines are a lot better than his Prospect Series, obviously. Since those were the upper 90s for the hit and K per nine, these are actually over 110 for hit per nine and 111 for hit per nine and 107 for K per nine. And his control is better and whatnot. Also, his break is probably better. And then the final card, once you finish Moments or Conquest, and then you do the other one that you didn't finish, the last one you didn't finish, you're going to get the 99 overall Lou Gehrig Signature Series, which is basically the same card from last year. He's got the same attributes. However, this year, obviously, we know that we can prestige him, so he does get a +3 bump. So he'll end up with 125, 115, 122, 109, 120 vision, and 77 fielding. Again, the fielding and 6'7" speed. The fielding doesn't push him over the gold mark, so he is going to high-end silver defender. I don't think that this card is better than Babe Ruth at first base. Doesn't really have anything better besides contact versus lefties. Babe Ruth beats him in and the vision. Obviously, Lou Gehrig has more vision, but we know that the vision doesn't really matter as much this year since the outer PCI. And inner PCI is based off of the contact rating. So he doesn't really do much better than Babe Ruth. I mean, they both have the same amount of contact. Babe has more power than Lou Gehrig versus righties. He also has, once you prestige Gehrig, he will have a little bit more contact versus lefties. But Babe has more power versus lefties even after being prestige Gehrig. The one thing I will say is Gehrig has a very nice smooth swing, but so does Babe Ruth. So you're not really getting much of a difference there. And you could technically play both. Obviously, Babe Ruth is a right fielder, and he has mid-tier silver fielding, so not the worst fielding out there, but he is kind of slower. Reaction's not going to be the best, and he does have an 84 arm strength this year with Babe Ruth, so that's not bad at all to throw out there. So if you want to go that route, you get Lou Gehrig, want to put both of them in your lineup, I mean, that's going to be the best possible lineup you're going to have. Obviously, hitting-wise, with having those two guys in the lineup, but again, the defense is going to suffer a little bit in the outfield. So if you want to take that hit, by all means, go ahead. I might try that myself once I get Gehrig, but as of right now, I'm fine with the Yelich in the outfield and having Babe at first. So now let's get back to talking about Showdown Extreme. We'll get back to us as a tips video for that. And so obviously the draft is actually $1,000 to enter, the entry fee. So you wanna, it's only $1,000, not a lot of stubs, but at the end of the day, you don't want to keep using stubs to just enter the draft over and over again. I actually got it done by just skipping to the final boss. The final boss, you have to face the new 99 overall Nate Pearson on Hall of Fame, so it is a bit different. It is an extreme program, so you know the difficulties are bumped up. And this time they did it on Hall of Fame for Showdown, which isn't terrible. It's not on Legend, so it's not the best, obviously, it's not as easy as it is on Veteran, but it's not the hardest either. With that being said, it is possible to skip to the end because they do give you 30 outs to score 21 runs. 30 outs, so you have 10 extra outs than you would have with just the regular showdowns with the 20 outs. But you could do these boss missions because each mission is a boss of its own. You will be facing a boss. You will be facing decent pitchers along the way. It is on Veteran for some of them, and then the rest, some of them are on Veteran, some of them on All-Star, and the final one is on Hall of Fame. With that being said, though, each mission is a boss mission of its own, and you will end up having to restart if you do lose on these missions. So my suggestion to you is give it a try. Go to the end without even, without even having to do these boss missions, because if you do lose one of these, you're going to end up having to restart anyway. So give it a try. You know you face Nate Pearson, so you're going to try to draft left-handed hitters for the whole lineup. But if the lefty hitter isn't the best and you have a really good righty hitter, especially with good splits versus righties, go ahead and take that righty hitter. So we'll just do a draft real quick of what I would do. All right, so we got two good lefty hitters. Obviously, we're going to go with Prestige Jim Thome. He's got the best attributes versus a lefty. And in this one, we actually do not have any left-handed hitter, so we're going to take the best hitter versus lefties, and that's versus righties. It's going to be Ryan Mountcastle. That's kind of unfortunate that one of our diamond picks is actually not a left-handed hitter, or our second diamond pick. So in this one, we're going to take Charlie Blackmon. He's got a good swing. And then and you could put, obviously you're only hitting, so you could put, it doesn't matter by position, just get the best hitter. You can put him anywhere you want on the field. You're going to take Max Kepler there. And then we get another gold pick, which is awesome. He's actually got the best power, but he's a righty. We're going to take Dalton Varsho because he's a lefty and he's got good contact and good power, decent power versus righties as a left-handed hitter. Colin Moran actually is doesn't have the most contact, and actually he's playing up. However, he is a left-handed hitter with decent contact and good power, so that's what you want to go there. Like I said, you'll be facing Pearson at the end, so you want to have a lot of lefties if you're going to skip ahead. You want a lot of lefties, in my opinion. So Nunez would have been the best if he was playing up, but he is actually playing down, so we're going to go with Puig, who's playing up versus righties. And here we got a glitchy bronze hitter in Jock Peterson. We'll go ahead and take that. And then obviously with the perks, you want to have clear for takeoff. That is the best one, but unfortunately we don't get that one. And we're going to take contact boost with 2 strike counts, and I'll tell you why in a second. We're going to take that. And then while winning, well, this one's only when runners are on base is good for us. Contact on inside pitch when runners on base. Depth action, nope. So we want one of these two. We're probably going to do contact boost with pitching. Yeah. No. We're going to do this one because when we have runners on base, just in period, we're going to get a contact boost. So we're going to manage the squad. We want all lefty hitters, so we got to make sure we put our lineup good. There it is. Our lineup is stacked with a lot of lefties. We want to make sure we're going to have one pinch hitter, so we're going to try to get the best one. Best common, we'll take him. He's going to be our pinch hitter for the pitcher, obviously. And then we're going to start with a runner on second. You're going to start with a runner on second base, so you're going to want to use somebody that, like I'll put Puig as my first batter. He'll be the starting runner on second base. He has decent speed, and I don't want to use my best hitter. We're going to put Thome there at our 2 spot. He's the best hitter. Then we're going to go Blackmon in the 3 spot with Max Kepler in the 4, Varsho. We're actually going to use Mountcastle at the end because we want all those lefties versus the righties. In my opinion, I want all those lefties versus that righty have the handiness advantage, and then we'll use Mountcastle in the last spot. If he was a better diamond hitter versus righties, like he's not the best, he does have decent contact and power. If he was better, he would obviously be higher. But I do want the best. I do want the best. Sorry, I do want all my lefties first because that's, like I said, righties. We're gonna be facing Pearson, so we want to have that handiness advantage. So you're gonna manage the perks, put that in there, and boom. So you can always do the first one right away. This one's on veteran, so it's an easy one, and you're gonna be facing. Well, you can face any of the face of the franchise pitchers, but this time around they give us Jim Palmer. He is the usual one that comes out. Jim Palmer or Catfish Hunter are the two most I've seen. So those pitchers are actually not hard, but you can face Oral, you can face Al Leiter, Kerry Wood, pitchers like that. However, Jim Palmer and Catfish Hunter are the ones that I've seen the most. And those two guys aren't really the toughest pitch, especially on veteran. So you have a 2-run deficit, and you need to get and you need to score 3 runs essentially with 10 outs. So on veteran, that should be an easy breeze to do. Just make sure that you're not just trying to rush through it. You got 10 outs to do it. I mean, you also start with a runner on second, so that run should score right away. So technically, you only really need two runs, in my opinion, because, like I said, that runner is on second right away. Do not rush through it. It is on veterans, so you might get a tendency to want to swing at everything. Do not do that. You have to swing at pitches that are good to hit, and honestly, the PCI is so big that as long as you get something over the middle, you should be able to drive it, especially with the hitters you have. Once you finish that, you'll get a gold perk and a gold batter, which will obviously help the lineup. You'll have a full lineup at that point with decent hitters, because obviously you're going to have to use a common if you skip ahead. But like I said, you should. I definitely skipped ahead because, obviously I don't like to do. I skipped ahead because I don't like to do the offline grinding. I felt like I would be able to do it, and I was. I did it in 4 tries. I almost hit the first try, but I got a little ahead of myself, and I got away from my approach, which was taking pitches, and because I saw the finish line, I decided to start swinging at everything, and it actually hurt me at the end. So the one thing is, you do have to be patient in these showdown missions, no matter what you're doing. But at worst, if you don't want to skip all the way to the end, get yourself 2 runs for the final showdown. So instead of having to do 21, you only have to do 19. And then if you want to skip ahead, then that's not a bad idea at all, since if you do fail one of these, you actually have to end up starting all over again. So, but if you feel confident, go ahead and skip ahead. At the end, you have 30 outs to do 21 runs. 30 outs to do 21 runs, that is an absolute bargain, in my opinion. You have more outs than runs to score by 9, which is very good. So the biggest key component is being patient. Nate Pearson, for 1, he's going to throw a lot of fastballs, so be expecting fastballs. And then for 2, he's going to be throwing quite a bit of balls, especially once you make him throw a lot of pitches. I recommend getting to 2 strike counts all the way through the lineup at least twice. Your lineup make it go through twice with getting 2 strike counts, and if it's being successful for you, and because you're going to run up his pitch count by doing that, number 1, which you want to bring his energy down, which then he's going to throw a lot more meat pitches, or he's going to walk a lot more people. One of those 2 is what's going to happen. But for 2, if you start getting antsy and impatient, that's where you're going to start swinging at bad pitches and getting yourself out. The whole goal is you want to swing at pitches that are over the middle, obviously. Make them work the count, and do not get yourself out by swinging at those pitches on the black and those pitches that are not good pitches to swing at outside the zone or on the black. Pitches and pitches out the zone you do not want to swing at. And there's no reason to rush. You have 30 outs to work with, and you start with a runner on second. So you have 30 outs to work with. No reason to rush at all. You can get this done. It is not a difficult task to do. Yes, it is. It might be a little bit overwhelming because it might seem a little bit overwhelming at first for you, especially if your skill level isn't, if you don't feel confident in your skill level. Do not let that get in your way of skipping to the end. You need to just be patient. You need to be, just like I said, look for those pitches over the middle, but take till 2 strikes all the way through twice in the order at least. That's what I did when I finally decided I was getting over antsy in the first, after the first try that I didn't finish it. I got upset at myself, and then I wanted to do it right away, and I got over antsy for 2 more showdowns, and then finally the 4th one I decided, okay, if I keep doing it this way, I'm not going to end up doing it, so I have to be patient. And once I was patient and took 2 strikes all the way through the lineup twice, it was night and day. It was so easy. I got it done with like 13 outs left. I mean, I had plenty of outs to spare, so you gotta be patient. I promise you, Pearson's gonna give you meat pitches. He's gonna throw a lot of fastballs, so be expecting that. And he's gonna actually walk people on a decent basis, especially once he gets tired. The whole goal is to get him tired and get those pitches over the middle of the drive. But if you do not feel confident enough to have to be able to skip all the way to the end, or do the first boss mission, which is on veteran, and skip to the end, you can obviously do the rest of these missions. And once you do the second one, you're going to get another 2 runs, so you'll be at 4 runs if you finish the first 2. A low diamond batter, a gold batter as well, and a gold perk, which will obviously boost your lineup. At that point, it'll be 4 to 20. You need 17 runs. I think that should be more than enough runs that you need. 4 runs, more than enough. You got 30 outs now to put up 17 runs. If you still don't feel confident, you could do the third one. You could do the third mission, which will be you'll add a low diamond batter with a diamond perk, so that perk should help you. Remember, clear for takeoff is the best perk, so if you see that one, snag it right away. And you got to make sure you're managing your squad after each and every mission, and managing your perks after each and every mission that you do. And then you're going to also get a low diamond batter after the third one, so that should just bolster your lineup. Again, it's just about bolstering your lineup with these and adding runs. You'll have 6 runs by the end of the third one. I mean, at that point, 20 to 6, you need 15 runs for 30 outs. You should easily be able to do it there, but you could keep going. But once you get those 6 runs, in my opinion, it's more than enough. Like, once you get to the 4th one, you're just risking to have the 4th one, I've seen that you can face 97 Chapman and have to score 9 runs against them. You do have 24 outs to do it, but at the end of the day, it is 94 Chapman, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do it against. So why even risk it when you can just have 6 runs and skip to the end and only have to put up once you're at 6 runs, you're going to have to put up 15 runs to do it. Like, doing these missions is definitely a high risk, high reward. You're adding very good hitters to your lineup, you're adding runs to your lineup, and you're adding good perks to your lineup, or good perks. But at the end of the day, it is a risky thing to do these boss missions because you have to restart. So having to restart, you're going to have to waste another 1,000 stubs. Yeah, 1,000 stubs is nothing out of this world, but you're still using stubs for something that's pretty silly, in my opinion, when you can get it done by just being patient and getting good pitches to hit and making Nate Pearson work, drive his pitch count up. You could literally, I had him at, once I finished it when I had 13 outs, he had over 155 pitches. You can literally get this man to over 200 pitches if you are definitely patient enough and you start running low on the outs. You can have him at over 200 pitches and get the job done. Like, I'm telling you, 21 runs on 30 outs, that's a lot of outs you're getting. But like I said, you could do the first 2 missions, which aren't hard, and add 4 runs and add a few batters to your lineup that are going to definitely help you. And you're only going to have to put 17 runs up on 30 outs. I'm telling you, even though it's on Hall of Fame, do not feel overwhelmed. Just because you might not be confident in your skill level, I promise you it's not going to be difficult. Yes, the Hall of Fame difficulty might scare you, but don't let that scare you. I promise you, all you got to do is work the count. And Nate Pearson's going to throw a lot of fastballs. So be expecting those fastballs and work that count. Work his pitch count up, make him get tired, and he will walk you and throw those meat pitches, I promise you. Do not feel overwhelmed by this. I know the extreme might make you feel overwhelmed because of the difficulty and because it is extreme, but I promise you, you do not need to feel overwhelmed in the showdown. You can get it done. I believe in you, and make sure you follow tips I gave you, and you will get it done, all right? Until the next video, I'll catch you later. But before I end the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn the notifications on. Leave a like on the video. If you have any questions about the showdown, let me know in the comment section below, and I will try to help you. I'll try to answer your questions as quickly as possible. And let me know if these tips helped you as well in the comment section, all right? I want to see great things out of you from watching this video, so let me know when you do finish this showdown, because I do believe that you'll get it done right away, all right? Make sure you follow me on Twitch as well. The link to my Twitch channel will be in the description below, and make sure you follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle will be in the description below as well, so make sure you follow me on those both platforms. You can catch me live streaming, as you'll see the notifications on Twitter, or you can just turn the notifications on for Twitch, all right? Until the next video, I hope this one helped you. Peace.